Alright, hello again, this is Eric, and this is the third video in a series on some programming work that I'm doing on the Mirage. Actually, not programming the Mirage, I am writing software to create disk images for the Mirage, putting them on a floppy disk, and then using them to make music. So this bypasses the sampling process entirely. So you can create your sounds in whatever tools you want, and using the software I've create a disk image and then put it in the Mirage. It actually makes the process quite a bit easier, and you get very high quality samples naturally. It's essentially as if you're using the Mirage sample filter that lets you go up to 50 kilohertz sample rate. So let's see what they sound like. So this is a sample of a JX3P Roland analog synthesizer. Now pay attention to this. This is the middle of the keyboard. That's the zone where traditionally there's a little challenge, and actually it sounds like my upper half might be a little too hot, but I can adjust that. So that's kind of the key here, to realize that when you're sampling, it just gives you the raw material. Then in the Mirage, you still need to fix the tuning. You still need to fix the volume balance. I found that the final piece of getting this to having a nice break here, or having no break rather, other than my keys that seem to have some dirty contacts inside, was the filter scaling. So the filter tracking, I should say, had to be adjusted. Once I adjusted filter tracking, I got the right tone, and it really sounded like I had the same stuff spread across the entire synthesizer. So to recap, I've made a sample from a Roland synth. I loaded the sample into a disk image using my software into lower half 3 and upper half 3, the exact same samples, so that when I load in those from the disk, the same sample is spanning the entire keyboard. Then I tuned it on the Mirage, set up the octaves right, matched the filter settings, got the filter tracking set right, adjusted the volume balance between the halves of the keyboards and the velocity a little bit, because the upper half was responding slightly differently, and that's the kind of results you can get. And this is without using sampling into the Mirage. So you could take any commercial samples, process them down to 8-bit, load them in the Mirage. Fun stuff.